I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met. I guess my mama was right. But it's not 'cause everybody you meet is dangerous, but 'cause they'll break your heart. 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules. And I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken.
Hello friends, it's Alexis and welcome to week 2 of Escape the Readathon. Okay, so game plan for this week. Team detectives are still inside of the gym/spa game. We're making really great progress and hoping to escape it anytime now and start targeting the arcade next. So, my first read for this week that I picked up this morning while drinking my coffee and eating my mango is one that fits for both the game we're in and the next room we're targeting, just in case we escape the game before I can finish it. But at the rate I'm going with this book, I'm actually planning to finish it way faster than I expected, and that of course is going to be You Must Not Miss by Katrina Leno. This fits for the game we're currently in because one of the prompts I am trying to complete is a book title with 4 words, and if we end up escaping the game before I can finish this also counts as an underrated book, which is the prompt for the arcade. I was scrolling through my Goodreads last night trying to find underrated books on my physical TBR that I could use for the arcade, and I was so surprised when I came across this. I don't know if it's maybe just the people I watch, but I feel like she's a pretty well-known author. But on Goodreads, this book only has 3,110 ratings and 768 reviews. Like, that's barely anything for this author. Or it has 15,000. That's like the most popular when I think of Katrina Leno. Summer of Salt, 9,000. So maybe it just is that I watch a lot of people that enjoy her writing, but yeah, this is under 10,000 ratings on Goodreads. I'm gonna count it. I was originally gonna go with anything under 1,000 ratings, but I quickly found I did not have enough books for this. Broadening it to 10,000, it fits. And this is definitely one that you don't hear a lot about. I feel like Horrid or Summer of Salt, like I already mentioned, are her most popular books. But this is one on her backlist I've always wanted to get to because it's about revenge, and that is one of my buzzwords. I see revenge, I buy the book. So far in this one, I started reading it physically this morning, and then since then, I've been listening to the audio while doing some cleaning around the house. I've already made it to the 50% mark. Like, this is such a quick read, and it's really addicting. It's a lot heavier than I expected going in. So in this one, we are following a high school student named Margaret. She's Magpie to her parents, Megs to her friends. And she has had a really rough last year. So first of all, she caught her dad cheating on her mom with her aunt. Her dad left. Her mom relapsed into her alcohol addiction. Her older sister abandoned her and just left. And her best friend since childhood just ghosted her. So Magpie has gone through it, and it's been really sad and a really difficult read so far. So in order to cope with all of this, she writes short stories about this fantasy world called Near, where everything is always good. Everybody's nice to her, her father never left, her family is still together, and she still has her best friend. And we quickly realize that this world isn't as fictional as we thought it was. So far this book has really done a great job at pulling me in. Like, I don't want to stop reading. Even doing this update now, like, I would rather be listening to the audiobook, so I'm gonna do this as fast as possible so I can get back to it. And the whole alternative world is kind of giving me like Coraline vibes with like Other Mother. If you get what I'm saying, I do not think this world is as innocent as it's seeming to be. So I'm a little scared. I want the best for Magpie, and I really can't wait to see like the revenge aspect come into the book. There are definitely people who have wronged her. This might be the tiniest bit of a spoiler, so I'll put a warning up on the screen because it's not mentioned in the synopsis directly, but I believe what happened to cause her best friend to ghost her is Magpie is sexually assaulted at a party by the best friend's boyfriend, and everybody is blaming Magpie for it. So I know we're gonna get into that eventually. Like, there are definitely very dark undertones to this book. It's been rough to get through. We've had on-page scenes of Magpie finding her mother passed out drunk on the verge of death. It's sad, okay? I don't want it to seem, because I'm flying through it and I'm really enjoying the story, like it's tough. It's not a happy story so far. I really, really hope it has a happy ending and all of these bad people get what they deserve. I will let you know how it goes. Just be aware going into this, a lot of triggers. Other than that, I am going to keep listening to this. I would love to finish it today because I just want to devour this book and know what happens next. But right now I am actually heading out the door. It is Mother's Day, so we're making some rounds. We're going to visit Dan's grandma and aunt, and then we're gonna go grab dinner with my mom. I am gonna bring the book because usually we just hang out at my mom's house. I can like read on her back patio. It's very nice out today, so should be a nice relaxing day. And then of course while we're driving around, I'll have the audiobook going. So that is the plan, and I can't wait to talk to you more about this one in a little bit.
Can't take the hint and give up. I've got it. Internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. But if we met somewhere else, would things be different? Or am I wasting my time? Overanalyzing everything that I never said. Why can't I make up my mind? Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules. And I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken.
I am tired. It was a very long, busy day, but had to come in and give you an update for the night because I was able to finish You Must Not Miss while we were doing all of our running around and such today. Finished the audiobook. Really enjoyed it. I definitely needed some time afterwards to think about this. I liked it a lot while I was listening to it. I just maybe didn't love the ending. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was able to settle on a 4-star rating. This book is all about supporting women's wrongs. I did not agree with everything that Magpie does in this, but that's kind of what the story was. You know, it really wasn't about coping with past trauma. It was about just revenge, and even revenge to the point of like your own self-detriment. So even though I wanted a happy story for Magpie, I feel like she deserved better. I don't think that's what this story was about. It was fully just about women doing bad things to get back at people who have wronged them. The rapist definitely got what he deserved. Happy about that. I definitely do feel like this one is underrated. I think Katrina Leno is an incredible author. There was so much great queer representation in this. We had a trans love interest. We had a bisexual character. Sorry, I'm sitting on Milo's tail and he's not happy about it. And yeah, so nothing bad to say about the book itself. The writing was great. It was just like, I just wanted her to heal from her trauma. And that's just not what the story was about. So while I was still listening to this one, we did escape the game we were trapped in, and we are now targeting the arcade. So it ended up working out that I could log this one as an underrated book. First book for the next room completed, and then I started to move on to this one, Dishonestly Yours by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is actually a book that I got in a blind date with a book last indie bookstore day. I had never heard of it before, and when I looked it up on Goodreads, it has only 5,861 ratings. So going off on my scale of anything under 10,000, as long as I also like haven't heard a lot of hype around it, counts as underrated to me. However, the bad news, I think I'm gonna DNF it. I ended up getting to chapter 8, about 88 pages in, and I'm just really not enjoying the writing of this one. It just feels not great. So this one is about these two best friends who have always grown up in this like con artist family. Like that's what they do. They con people out of money. So it's this girl, Phoebe, and her best friend, Haley. And at the beginning of this one, Haley has decided that she is done. She wants to get out of the con artist business and she wants to settle down and have a normal life. So she convinces Phoebe to do that with her. They end up moving to some small town in Connecticut, and Haley's brother, Rocky, who is also a part of the con artist family, hears about it and decides to go with them just to make sure everything's like safe. But it's pretty obvious from the beginning that Rocky isn't being honest about his reasoning here, because the real reason is he's in love with Phoebe. So we've gotten some present day and flashback scenes just looking back at like cons they've pulled together, and Phoebe and Rocky always tend to like work together, like they've pretended to be husband and wife before, so they're like not strangers to being like close to each other, but they definitely have the kind of relationship where they like pretend to be annoyed at each other, but they like secretly really like each other. So I wanted to give it a try because like it sounded interesting, but yeah, the more and more I'm reading it, I'm just not enjoying the writing. Giving it a try, getting almost 100 pages in, I just don't think it's for me. So we're gonna DNF. I'm gonna log the, 88 something pages I read to the library. It'll still count for something for the readathon, but yeah. If it sounds interesting to you, this is an option for an underrated book. Now, it's already midnight, so I'm probably just gonna get into bed and go to sleep. But if I have a tiny bit of energy left, I might start our next book, and that's gonna be The Lightness by Emily Temple. This is, again, a book I've had on my TBR forever. Let's see how many ratings it has, just to make sure. Okay, 3,911 ratings. That feels to me like an underrated book. I remember hearing about this book forever ago on BookTube. Can't even tell you who I heard about it from, but I think it has to do with a cult, and I love cults. This one is described as a suspenseful meditation on adolescent desire, female friendship, and the female body that simmers with rage, wit, and fierce longing. An audacious, darkly observant, and mordantly funny literary debut for fans of Emma Cline, Otessa Mossfrag, and Jenny Offill. So this is about 1 year ago, the person Olivia adores most in the world, her father, left home for a meditation retreat in the mountains and never returned. Yearning to make sense of his shocking departure and to escape her overbearing mother, a woman as grounded as her father is mercurial, Olivia runs away from home and retraces his path to a place known as the Levitation Center. Once there, she enrolls in its summer program for troubled teens, which Olivia refers to as Buddhist boot camp for bad girls. Soon she finds herself drawn into the company of a close-knit trio of girls determined to transcend their circumstances by any means necessary. All right, it's sounding like a weird girl book, which I'm definitely into. Excited to finally get this one off of the physical TBR. I'm going to bed now, and I will talk to you when I have my next update.
Traffic ain't a waste of time when you were there to hold my hand, but I've had it with the 405 since you said I'd missed my last chance. But I know that you've been asking about me.
Oh my god, guys, detectives are killing it. I just got the notification that we have unlocked the arcade and have entered another game. We are in reading mode now. I have just finished my Wednesday video. It is exporting now. I'm gonna get that all scheduled to upload, and it is time to sit down and read for the night. And I am in a big reading mood. So last time we spoke, I was going to start The Lightness by Emily Temple. I have ended up starting this. I'm not very far. Physically, I got to the middle of chapter 2, 38 pages in. And then while I was working a little bit today, I was able to listen to some of the audiobook, just a little tiny bit. And I got to 20%. It's been very slow so far. I am really liking it. It's just a little hard to get into. Now that we've actually met the girls that are mentioned in the synopsis, it is giving me big, and I mean big, Bunny by Mona Awad vibes. Like, the dynamic of this friend group is so similar, it's scary. So far, I'll let you know if it changes, but it's looking like if you really, really enjoyed Bunny and you're looking for more books like that, this could be an option for you. My arm is so asleep, so I'm putting you down. Sorry about the not great lighting, but this should be a pretty quick update. I think that's basically all I had to say about The Lightness. I'm not far enough in to really, tell you more. I'm enjoying it. It's just definitely one that I don't think I'll be able to fly through. It uses some pretty big words, and while I was reading it last night in bed, I was falling asleep because it was a little too much for my brain to handle at the moment. But since switching to the audiobook, I'm still enjoying the story. I like the audiobook narrator, so I'll probably keep this one on audio and just keep listening to it while I'm working. And then now I think we should go pick some books for me to read tonight. Okay. I'm back. We are here in front of my TBR shelves because I've just gone through them, and I think the strategy for this game, because I want to read as many books as possible, I'm going to start with the shortest books on my TBR. So I have a stack. First up, A book that I've been putting off for literally no reason. I got it for Indie Bookstore Day last year, An Excellent Host by Chelsea G. Summers. This is 60-something pages, so it does count for the 50-page minimum, 63 pages, and I believe this is a retelling of The Back Eye, so this is going to be gory, unhinged, everything I love, and a very quick read. Next up, continuing with Happiness. I have 2 volumes left to go, so we have Happiness Volume 9 and 10. Would love to just knock this manga series off. That's one of my goals, is to complete 5 of the manga series I'm currently in the middle of, so this would be the first one of the year. Excellent. Next up, a poetry collection, because poetry you can always fly through. This one is You Are Here, Poetry in the Natural World, edited and introduced by the 24th Poet Laureate of the United States, Ada Limon. Moving on to the longer books, which, again, not by much. We have The Crane Husband by Kelly Barnhill. This is a weird book about a woman who brings home a crane. She maybe turns into a crane herself. I don't know, but I'm interested. And this one is a little over 100 pages, about 120 pages. Should fly through it in no time. And last up, I'm so excited for this book, Things We Lost in the Fire, Stories by Mariana Enriquez. I just read Our Share of Night by this author last year. Loved it. That is a thick book though, so I just know already going in how much I enjoy her writing. I'm gonna fly through this one. And I've heard incredible things about it, so very, very excited. My bookmark's still in here. I got this from Sweet Pickle Books back when I was in New York City a year ago? When did I go? Yeah, last January I went to New York City. So that's that. That is the game plan. It is storming outside, so it is perfect reading weather, and I'm gonna sit down now and get through as many of these as I possibly can tonight. I'm back. I'm ready to get this party started. If you're wondering why I changed my shirt, I took a tiny break to do some dishes. That way, once I start reading, I don't have to stop. Like, my chores are done for the night, and I am physically incapable of doing dishes without getting myself soaked. I don't know if that's a me problem, because seriously, every time I do dishes, I have to completely change afterwards. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to read some books. So I think I'm gonna start with the shortest one and kind of work my way up to the longest, the 200-pager. So yeah, let's get into An Excellent Host.
Get you back, would you let me? It might take some time to change your mind, but maybe everything we can make it right. Take me back in your eyes, blinking at me like a caution light. I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make you mine. It might take some time to change your mind. I know. I wish I never let you go. If I took you for a top-down drive, just you and me and an empty road, maybe I can make it cross your mind. Jump back in, baby, go, go, go. Oh, I know that you've been asking about me. If I tried though to get you back, would you let me? Oh, it might take some time.
Oh my god, this was incredible. Like, this is exactly my kind of short story. It's about unhinged women. It's a retelling of a Greek tragedy that I love. So, I mean, if you can get your hands on it, I do recommend it. But I understand it was a little silly for me to pay $15 for this very, very tiny short story. But as a big fan of Chelsea G. Summers, like, I'm not mad about it. I'm happy I own this, and I'm so happy I finally got to it. I mean, it's exactly like I was expecting, knowing the source material. And then I absolutely loved her note at the end. Got the wine for you, a note from the author. And it's about 10 pages, just her talking about Taylor Swift and being a Swiftie and how that kind of inspired this story. And yeah. Incredible. I mean, just what more could I ask for in a book? 5 stars. So that was a quick little one we got right out of the way. I think let's knock Happiness out next. So we got volume 9, volume 10, and then I will be done with this series. These are about 194 pages each, but there's not much text on these pages, so it usually takes me about 15 minutes to read one of them. I'm gonna get to this next, and I will see you in a little bit.
I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make you've been asking about me. If I tried though to take it all back, would you let me? Oh, it might take some time to change your mind. Maybe everything we can make.
And we're done. I have finished the Happiness series. Finally, I have been reading this series for, it's got to be like 2 years. I definitely enjoyed the earlier volumes a lot more. These later ones are just so much different than the first few. And they're not bad, they're just different. Volume 9 was brutal, traumatizing, oh my god. Yeah, I'm not like blown away by the ending of this series. Like, I don't really know what I wanted to happen. I guess I'm fine with it. I think both of these are going to be 4 stars. Just like I said, I liked the first few volumes a lot more. They were just, I don't know, I just enjoyed them more. But overall, happy with the way this series wrapped up. Happy to be able to check one of my goals off for the year. My first series done. Now, we have the difficult choice again of what do I want to read next. I'm kind of feeling The Crane Husband next. It is getting late. It's after 11, so I think my plan is to go wash my face, brush my teeth, get into bed like officially for the night, and then just read some of this before I fall asleep. I don't know, finishing it all before I fall asleep would be a little ambitious. It's over 100 pages, and like, I'm awake now, but like any time between 11:30 and 12:30, like I could fall asleep immediately. So no promises. Would it be an update from the living room if I didn't have my laundry basket in the background? It is actually empty, okay? All of the clean laundry has been folded. I just didn't put the laundry basket away yet. I am here to tell you that I have finished our next book, The Crane Husband. I think I'm gonna go with a 4-star rating. It was good, not a new favorite, but entertaining. I got to about the 80% mark physically, so I read last night for only a little bit, fell asleep, ended up waking up at 5:30. Who knows why, could not sleep for anything. So I read for another hour, made it to the 80% mark, and then, yeah, picked up the audiobook when I had some time while I was working today. So the whole point of this book is to tell this story about basically an absent mother. So yes, she is still a part of our main character's life, which, does our main character have a name? No, it just says a 15-year-old teenager. Yeah, I don't think they ever named our main character. So 15-year-old teenager is basically holding the family together. The synopsis describes her as the backbone of the family, which is correct. So it's her 6-year-old younger brother, and her mother, and she is basically the only adult in this situation. The mother makes a lot of poor life decisions and kind of has left our main character on her own to support herself and the younger brother. Like, she says very on in the story that she has been raising her younger brother. Her mother basically checked out after their father died. And while her mother does have a job and most days supports them financially, she sells her art. We come in at the beginning of this story and the mother has just brought a new man home. And this isn't uncommon. Like, she very routinely gets wrapped up into new relationships and basically forget her kids exist. So she brings home this new man, except this time it's a giant crane. And it seems like our main character is the only one who's kind of like, what is going on? You cannot date an actual bird. And the mother's like, it's not a bird, call him father. Like, our main character is the only one rooted in reality and everybody else is like in dream world or something, because they just totally go about their day. The mother is literally dating a bird and the home situation just gets worse and worse and worse. She stops creating art and selling her art and like doing anything to make money. She just spends all of her time with the crane, starts showing up to meals that, again, the 15-year-old is making all of the meals, trying to figure out how to get food on the table because the mother is no longer bringing in an income. So she shows up to any meals like covered in bruises, cuts, scrapes, whatever. So it's very clear that the crane is abusing her and she's just letting it happen and just being like a great role model to her children. So it was really, really frustrating and really sad to see this happening. It's very similar to the book I read earlier in this video, You Must Not Miss, where just these mothers suck. And it's not enjoyable to read about. It's very real, but it's not fun. It makes me very angry, and my heart was hurting for our main character. I liked the ending. I liked the message. The writing was very beautiful. I did tab a few lines. Very like poetic, metaphorical writing, and just lots of imagery of birds and their meaning. Overall, I feel like this one was a good one. Definitely a fast book to get through. So now I have some sort of exciting adult things happening today, depending on what you consider exciting. I bought a new washer, so that's what we have to go do today, is pick it up and install it. Doesn't sound very fun, but I'm very excited for this washer. Long story short, probably about a month ago at this point, our washer broke. It just started leaking out of the bottom, and we ended up figuring out that there was like a hole in it, and we had a repair person come, and they were basically like, yeah, it'd be better to just replace it at this point. It would be more cost effective. It's not worth fixing, that kind of stuff. So we went the last month of just sharing a washer with our neighbors because we're very close with them. Are my boyfriend's childhood best friend and his wife. I don't know if I've ever said that in a video, but yeah, so it was no problem sharing. Like, they were fine to do it. It's just trying to share one washer in a house full of 5 people is not the best. Like, it was always full. So I'm very excited to have my own washer to do all of my laundry. And yeah, I just feel like I'm at that stage of being an adult that buying appliances like this is exciting. We're gonna go pick that up now, so I won't have many reading updates. I'll probably bring the audiobook for the Lightness with me, but since I'm driving with my boyfriend, don't know if I'll feel like listening to an audiobook. We might just talk or listen to the radio. But later tonight, I'm definitely planning on picking up another short book, so I'll see you then. Again, friends. My hair is very, very big right now because I just used dry shampoo and I haven't styled my bangs yet today. So, you know, it's a look. But I needed to check in because we didn't talk anymore last night. The dryer, no. The washer pickup was successful. It was very heavy, but thankfully we had a friend help us out because I don't know how I was expecting me and Dan to be able to carry this washer by ourselves. And nothing against Dan, he's the strong one. It was me, I could not. This was a very heavy washer. Sorry if anything changed. My battery died immediately, but now we should be good. So, washer was successful. I was able to do my own laundry last night. I did like 3 loads. It was incredible. Love the new washer. And while I was working on laundry, I also read another book. So I started and finished last night You Are Here, Poetry in the Natural World, edited and introduced by the 24th Poet Laureate of the United States, Ada Limon. And this was pretty good. It's not my favorite poetry collection I've ever read. A lot of the poems were not really my thing, but I respect it. I feel like poetry is one of those things that can be really subjective. Like, not all types of poetry is for everyone. Like, everybody has their own style. So there were definitely poems that I really enjoyed in this. So I did a little bit of highlighting. First up, I really, really loved the introduction, which was written by Ada, and it's just really about like what she was trying to do with this project. So this was all about taking poems about the natural world, about climate change, animals, all that kind of stuff. Because when she really thought about it, being the Poet Laureate of the United States, she remembers staring out the window of her office in the Library of Congress thinking, I just want us all to write poems and save the planet. And then later on it says, how can a poem make a difference? How can a tree make a difference? And like, I just really liked her comparison of writing a poem to planting a tree. Like they both have such an important impact. Besides that, my favorite poems in this collection were There Are More Ways to Show Devotion by Hanif Abdurraqi, which I just read his book, A Little Devil in America. It was really interesting to be able to read more from him. And this poem was about a spider, which like right away you're like, what? you enjoyed something about a spider, but I did. It was just really beautiful. It was all about watching this spider create a web and just how much effort goes into something like that. And as much as I'm terrified of spiders, I am somebody who really enjoys like watching them from a distance. Like if they're outside, not in my house, doing their thing and like building a web, I think that's really beautiful and cool. So like I was able to like relate to the poem almost because I too have watched a spider and like marveled at its ability to create something like this in the natural world. By Dana Smith. This one was about two deer in a cemetery contemplating life, contemplating, why they live in the cemetery, humans, that kind of stuff. Thought it was really interesting. And then also I really liked Ruth Awad's poem, Reasons to Live. Now, that's the last one in the collection. Let me see, what was this about? Okay, yes, this was just like a very positive poem. Not that all of these weren't. It kind of flipped back and forth. Some of them were very positive, just very reflective on nature, whereas others were darker tones talking about climate change, the destruction of the natural world. I liked that the poems ended on an upbeat note, that there are still reasons to live and it's all of the stuff around us. Plus, it's very short. I always love having poetry collections on my shelf that you can just flip through at any time and remind yourself of feelings that you felt while first reading these. I'm not going to rate this. I don't know if I said that, but like it's a collection full of a bunch of different authors, so I just marked it as no rating on Goodreads. How do you rate a poetry collection? This is everybody's own thoughts and feelings and experiences, so yeah. But yeah, very exciting. Another book logged for my team. And now, because it is Thursday, I am getting ready to wrap this vlog up and start our next one. I have sprints starting in just under 3 hours. My 6 p.m. Thursday sprints are back again this week. And before we get into those, I would like to finish my last current read that I have going, The Lightness by Emily Temple. So I have been listening to a little bit of the audiobook today. I am currently at 40% and I have 6 hours left and 3 hours until I want to be done with it and start my sprints. That should be doable. I usually listen on 2 times speed or above. Plus, I read physically faster than I listen to the audio, so I might be able to sneak some physical reading in here or there. I am still working until 5 o'clock, so for at least the next 2 hours. It'll probably just be the audiobook, but I'm going to push myself a little. I'm going to try to finish this one before my sprints start. That way we can just have a fresh start to a new vlog. Not really any more thoughts in this book. Nothing has really happened. It's a very slow book. The girls are now getting into what is mentioned in the synopsis, that they are going to try to learn how to levitate. They believe that one of the adults at this facility knows how to levitate. Like one of the girls say that she's seen him do it. So they are now trying to figure out a plan of how to get him to teach them. And our main character, Olivia, just confronted him in the scene I was just listening to. And he was just very like, don't talk about it. You don't want to get yourself involved in this. Like very secretive, reserved about it. So not sure what's going on there. Not sure what the girls are getting themselves into. The story keeps alluding to something. Olivia is looking back at this time of her life as an adult and telling us the story. And she keeps mentioning something that happened, something bad that changed her life forever. So very curious to see what that's all about. I think that will kind of make or break the book for me, depending on like how far we go there. Like the way they're building this up, it better be something pretty messed up. But yeah, if I'm gonna finish this, I need to quit yapping and get back to reading. So I'm gonna do that now, and I will be seeing you in a little bit. It's now later. It's 6:30, but I swear I finished this with like 5 minutes to spare, and then I had to jump onto sprints right away and get them all ready to go. So we are in our first sprint right now, and I can finally update you on The Lightness. I think I'm gonna go with a 4-star rating. I like this a lot. I was just expecting a little bit more. I wanted to be wowed. I wanted to be unsettled or like baffled the way that Bunny had me my first time reading it, like not really know how to feel. But then again, the first time I read Bunny, I was so confused at the end. I think I gave it 3 stars. So, you know, maybe this is one of those books that you just need to reread it to really get it and appreciate it. I don't think it's as speculative as Bunny. It's more rooted in the real world. There is definitely magic at play. There's, you know, the girls are literally trying to learn how to levitate. There is sort of manipulation of a man in this, just like in Bunny. There is the same like manipulation and using men to get what you want in this, just like happens in Bunny. And then something weird happened, and once again it evolved into the themes of like an abusive mother. So I don't know why this is now the 3rd book in this video where that has come up. Hopefully my next read does not have that in it, because I'm getting a little sick of reading about shitty moms. But yeah, that's kind of my only complaint, and it's not even a complaint against the book. It's more just that I'm kind of sick of reading about that subject matter, but the book did it fine. Like, it fit in with the story, it added to the character development, all that stuff. The big thing that happened at the end was a little predictable, but I liked where it went. I feel like the build up to this thing happening was well done. I think this could be a pretty solid one. If you're a fan of Bunny, I feel like you could like this one. Very similar themes, very similar tone. So that is pretty good for our week 2 reading for Escape the Readathon. Just like last video, I'm gonna make a little graphic and pop up all of my reads for the last week. All of you other teams should be scared because we are getting very close to escaping. That is going to be it for this week's reading vlog. If you're also participating in Escape the Readathon, please let me know how week 2 went for you. What was your favorite book that you read? And for our emoji of the video, let's go with the deer, because it's the first thing that popped into my head because it's on the cover of that poetry book I finished last night. So yes, as always, friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you read a good book today, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.